Most companies try to give you more features, more options, more choices. Apple did the opposite. It removed almost everything, and somehow, that made it one of the most valuable companies in the world, because Apple didn't just simplify products, it simplified decisions. It built a system where everything just works. And once you're inside it, leaving doesn't feel like an option. This is how Apple turned simplicity into a $3 trillion empire. Apple wasn't supposed to win. In the late 90s, it was losing money, losing relevance, and losing direction. Microsoft dominated. PCs were everywhere, and Apple was close to becoming irrelevant. At one point, the company was just weeks away from running out of cash. It had too many products, no clear identity, and no real reason for customers to choose it. Then Steve Jobs returned. And instead of adding more, he removed almost everything, because the problem wasn't that Apple didn't have enough ideas. The problem was that it had too many. When Jobs came back, he did something most companies are afraid to do. He simplified drastically. Apple went from dozens of products to just a few. A simple grid, consumer versus professional, desktop versus portable. That was it. Everything else was cut. No confusion, no overlap, no noise, because Apple realized something most companies ignore: when everything matters, nothing stands out. So instead of competing on features, Apple started competing on clarity, and clarity became its advantage. Apple's comeback didn't start with a strategy. It started with a product, the iMac, bright, simple, different. At a time when computers were beige boxes, Apple made something that felt alive. It didn't just work, it stood out. And for the first time in years, people noticed Apple again. But the real shift wasn't just design, it was direction. Because the iMac proved something important. People don't just buy technology, they buy experience. And Apple was about to build an entire company around that idea. Most companies think simplicity is design. Apple treated it as strategy. Every product had to feel obvious. No manuals, no complexity, no friction. You pick it up and you understand it. But that level of simplicity is not easy. It requires saying no to features, controlling every detail, designing the entire experience, hardware, software, packaging, stores, everything. Because Apple wasn't just selling products, it was selling a feeling. This just works. And once people experience that, they don't want to go back. Then Apple made its most powerful move. It didn't just build products, it built an ecosystem. iPhone, Mac, iPad, AirPods, Apple Watch. Individually, they're strong. Together, they're almost impossible to leave because everything connects. Messages sync, photos sync, files sync. Your life becomes integrated into the system. And slowly, switching stops feeling like an option. It feels like a loss. Not because you can't leave, but because leaving costs you comfort. And convenience is one of the strongest forms of control. Apple doesn't compete on price. It never has. While others try to be cheaper, Apple stays premium, and people still buy. Why? Because price is no longer about hardware. It's about perception. When something feels simple, reliable, premium, familiar, it earns trust, and trust removes friction. So instead of asking, is it worth it? Customers start thinking, I know what I'm getting. And that certainty is worth paying for. Most companies compete on products. Apple stopped doing that. Instead, it built something far more powerful, an ecosystem. At first, it didn't look like much. A computer, then an iPod, then iTunes, then the iPhone. But each product wasn't just a product. It was a piece of a system designed to work best, only with itself. Buy a Mac. and the iPhone feels better. Buy an iPhone, and AirPods make sense. Use AirPods, and suddenly you want an Apple Watch. And without realizing it, you're no longer choosing products. You're entering an ecosystem, and ecosystems are hard to leave, not because you can't, but because everything becomes just a little worse outside of it. Your files don't sync as smoothly, your devices don't connect as easily, your experience breaks. Apple didn't trap users, it made leaving feel like a downgrade, and that changed everything. Because now Apple wasn't competing on specs, or price, or features. It was competing on experience, and experience is much harder to copy. Competitors could match hardware, they could even beat it, but they couldn't replicate the feeling of everything just working together. And that gave Apple something rare: loyalty, not the kind built on price, but the kind built on habit, on familiarity, on trust. And once a company reaches that point, it stops chasing customers. Customers start coming back on their own. That's why Apple doesn't need to be the cheapest or even the most powerful, because it owns something more valuable. It owns the environment. And in that environment, Apple always wins. Most companies rely on third parties. Apple controls everything: the hardware, the software, the chips, the operating system, the distribution, the stores, even the way apps are installed. That level of control is rare, but it allows Apple to do something powerful: deliver a consistent experience. No surprises, no fragmentation, just control. And control creates reliability, and reliability builds loyalty. Apple gives you options, but not too many. You don't choose from 50 phones, you choose from a few. Enough to feel in control, but not enough to feel overwhelmed, because too much choice creates doubt. Apple removes doubt, and when doubt disappears, decisions become easy. So when people ask, why is Apple so successful? The answer isn't just products. It's not just design. It's not even just innovation. Apple sells something deeper: a controlled experience, a system that feels simple but is incredibly difficult to leave. And once you're inside that system, you don't just use Apple, you stay. If you believe in learning from the greats, if you believe success leaves clues, then you're in the right place. This is how. History, opportunity, wealth. Every success has a story. Subscribe so you never miss the next one.